friends, Doc here with another episode of Paperdag Papertalk. Welcome all of you fountain pen, paper, and ink lovers out there. Today I'm super excited to do something that I've really been looking forward to. I want to show you my fountain pen book. This is how it looks like, and we're going to take a peek at the desk in a minute, but I thought I give you a little bit of an introduction first. And this is a book that was a spiral bound by Red Barn Collections in Salt Lake City. They do this amazing thing where they take any vintage book and spiral bind it and add pages so you can use it as a journal. They have books that they have in stock. However, they also offer something where you can send in a book of your choice, and they match with pages that are cut to size. And and in my case here, this was a book that I had purchased at a thrift store, wherever, and I love this style of illustrations, and so I sent it to them and had even also some of my paper that I sent with it to put in. At that point, I was not sure what I was gonna do with the book, so sadly, I was not paying enough attention to the paper that I'm adding. That was maybe 5 years ago, maybe even 6. So I have added some graph paper, and which is inserted, by the way, at random spots within the book. And the other paper you will see when I show you my pen pages, it's their paper, but yet again, regrets on my end, because they have a prime paper, which is a little more pricey, but a better quality. And I went the less pricey route, and it's not a paper that's perfect for fountain pens. You could, of course, send in all of your paper. I mean, they do, that's the magic of a custom book. They do whatever you want, bind it to you, and of course then send it back to you. I had a bunch of those made. I have another one that I use for my knit stuff for a while, and but this is the one that I want to talk to you about today, and we will go over to the desk. See you there. I started this book because I was really concerned about sometimes really not knowing any information, not having any information about the pens that I own. And at some point I wanted to rectify this and start writing down stuff about my pens. And because sometimes it's hard to pair the pen and the information, I thought, well, it would be a good idea to add the photos to this book. So I have a great camera, and so I started doing these macro shots, close-ups, and just rolled with it. And I've been pairing a picture page with the pen information, and kind of like roughly what I know about the pen, like where it's from, if I know that, or like here in this case that it was a gift from my husband and that I got it in Maryland. And on one of these pages I wrote down that I think I know where he bought it. And I usually, of course, when they're gifted, I don't write down what I paid for the pen, but I've been doing that when I have purchased a pen. Yeah. And so I'm flipping through here with you, and I'm just now writing down things about what I remember. Like, this is my beloved Lamy 2000 with the OBB nib, and I wrote down that I had a very nice conversation with the salesperson, and that I got a discount because my birthday was coming up. Yeah, stuff like this. And yeah. And I have numbered the pages myself because in the long run, I want to add two things to the book: an index, as well then as another little booklet where I write down the where I divide up the pens by company. And then it's going to be like Pelican on page blah, 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 Pelican Sun, so and so on this page, and so on. You know what I'm trying to say. And so I can actually find certain pens when I'm looking for them. But that's still in the future. As of now, I am caught up with all of my pens. They're all in here. I'm going to keep flipping, and you probably see that I do use fountain pens over here, but it's really not, the paper is not great. And here comes a section of the original book. A few pages. And so there's a lot of question marks, possibly purchased here or there, and yeah. But it's better than nothing. Also, I think, well, if at some point my kids have to deal with my collection of fountain pens, then they have a little bit of information about that. Yeah, you can see that sometimes I have different, I mean, these are obviously more pricey pens, and in the beginning I have more pricey pens, but then after I got done with those high-end pens that were gifts from my husband from many years ago, then I just started putting the pens and pictures in any random order that made sense for me at that point in time, which may not be anymore my sense of logic at this point, but whatever. Geha. So sometimes I've sorted them also on the page by brand. Like, here are Geha pens, German pens. This is a Kakuno that I don't own anymore. Yeah. Love this one. Love this pen. Haven't used it in a long time, and I love it even though it's a fairly fine nib. An Esterbrook J from a local pen club member, and used to be, he used to sell vintage pens. I bought this pen, funny story, just because I found it on eBay. It came from Europe, somewhere, Hungary, I don't know. And the pens the pen is called a Heiko pen. And I thought that's so funny because my husband would have preferred to call our son Heiko. Yeah. I thought I can have a Heiko pen, at least if I don't have a son called Heiko. Here. See, like, this is really actually what prompted it. I got a lot of these vintage cavicos that I got from my dad, where I don't even know. And he got them from a store that closed, and I don't even know where that store was. And it makes me sad that information is lost. And of course, I date my purchases. Yeah. And here, 2 pens that were gifted to me so ever so kindly. So that's also the story that I wrote down here. Kind of like a mumbo jumbo of not so great pens. But I'm a pen hoarder, so I can't get rid of them yet. Yeah, these are, I think, all the pens from my dad. More vintage Cabico. The pen that my daughter got for me at a flea market in Portugal. And here is our FaceTime screenshot. Love it. And the pen, and here is my little story time. And of course, dating when I got them, super important. Yes. And even the exact location here in Paris of finally, I own a vintage Parker 51. So happy about this. Came with the original box. No ballpoint or whatever would have been in there, but whatever. And I wrote down, see, I wasn't even thinking of that anymore. At that flea market, it rained the whole time. Yeah. My awesome new 400 NN with the double broad oblique pen, nib. This, one of my favorite pens of all times. Wish I knew something about it. I think I got it from my dad. Oh, I think I made the page. That was paper that I had sent them, but it's really not good, not very good paper. It's also very thin, so I glued 2 pages together here. Another, yeah, this is what she said. It comes from an estate sale where it was found tucked away in a closet, apparently never used. Oh, that's stupid. Sometimes I think it's 2 pages, but it's not. March 23. Yeah. I started this year in Germany. Also, this I bought like this, that it was stained. It's a Delta pen, but it cleaned up really quite well. So no problem. And a steal for $50. So here we go. Here we get to those pens that I have purchased this summer. And it's several pages, and I indicated like this. And this year I started writing down the prices right away on the photo. So I wouldn't have to pay attention that much, because like here it says 15 euros here as well, and I did not pay that much. Yes, one of you viewers out there, thank you very much. You told me that this is a Parker 25. Thank you. And here is the lot from the store. And I wanted to read this to you. So I wrote, this is probably the funnest story that I wrote down in all for this book. It happened in a paper store, and I went in and I wrote, what a crazy experience. I walked in, I see a vintage display case with vintage pens. Wow. And then the conversation. Me, can I see these? Shop owner, they are not for sale. Me, but they have price tags. Owner, okay, but I am not given warranties on them. Of course, I said, that's not a problem, right? I'm looking at all of them and I'm making a pre-selection of about 20 pens. Most are Cabicos, my love. Me, how much are these? Owner, how much do you want to pay? Dude, I hate that question. Me wanting to say, stupid question, nothing. Me, in reality, well, of course I don't want to spend much money. $10 per pen, then I buy them all. Owner, not happy. Well, then they cost all 980 euros. Me wanting to say, you jerk, you asked. Me saying, in that case, I need to reconsider. So long story short, I paid 250 instead of 285. Yeah. It was so funny. And this is the latest picture of my TWSBI collection, and I don't think there is anything else in the back. Should I rip out these pages? No. Do I want to get more pens? No. Will I get more pens? Heck yes, I will. I know already because, for example, there is this pink Pelican 200 demonstrator coming out in September. Ooh, I am so very tempted. Also, I am going on a trip and I may be able to stop by at Kirk's of Pen Realm and possibly, yes, well, you know where that may lead me to. New pen? Who knows? Some nib grinding? Yes, probably, but only if I get to see him in person and if it works out, because I know San Francisco Pen Show is coming up. Okay, I'm going to let you go and have a wonderful day. I will see you soon. Bye.